Murphy Franklin from Knoxville, Tennessee, he said, I saw ESPN dropped their FPI rankings, and I disagree with a bunch of it. But what do you think stands out the most? Well. If it isn't our old friend, the FPI. ESPN, it is a fact. They dropped their FPI. What is FPI? I think it stands for Football Power Index. It's their version of power ratings, basically. So this is meant to be predictive in nature. It is loosely, and I do mean loosely, what we try and do with the JP poll during the season, but I don't put out a JP poll in June because it's June. And ESPN said, forget about that, man. We need the content. We're only ESPN after all. So they put out the FPI. We are showing it to you on the screen right now. However, if you're listening on podcast, you will be not so shocked to hear that 11 of the top 18 teams are from a conference. Do you want to guess what the conference is? It ain't the Big 12. It's not the Sun Belt. It is the Southeastern Conference with 11 of the top 18 teams in the country. So I saw a million of you hit me up with this, and they said, how can you do this? How can you sign an exclusive deal as a network with the SEC and then pass this off as anything other than pure propaganda? All right, I'm not going to try and talk you off of this. However, I do want to ask you, have you done your own comparative preseason rankings? By that, I mean, have you really looked at every team? Have you measured them using equally calibrated criteria and judged them blindly, ignored the conference sticker, and just judged them based on whatever merit you think you can find in a team in June? And have you made your own top 25? The answer, of course, is no. And if you have, I got a lot of respect for you, man, because a lot of people who do this for a living have barely even done that. So I was looking at it and I was saying, hey, man, people are going to be mad at the FPI for having all these SEC teams up there. Now, you know that I did a top 20 a little while ago, but it wasn't power ratings. JP poll hasn't come out yet. I just did this for fun, and it was anything but. I do not encourage you guys to put out post-spring top 20 rankings if you're looking to have fun. Now, if you're looking to torture yourself for a week, if you're looking to have to go Brandon Walker mode and block a bunch of people, then yes, by all means, put out top 20. But I did it. A glutton for punishment. I did it. And I had 9 of my top 18 from the SEC. So half of my top 18 were SEC. ESPN had 11 of their top 18. But I went over to FanDuel because here's what I want to know. Okay, if it's too heavy with the SEC, and you may be right, where's the correction? Give me the specific corrections. Don't just shout in the abstract, death to the SEC, it's too SEC heavy, SEC bias, blah, blah, blah. Where's the correction? So I went over to FanDuel, and not that this is the end-all, be-all either, but, I mean, FanDuel actually has to make a living on this stuff. You know, they put it out there in a betting market so that you can wager on such things, and I went and looked at their odds to win the national title. They've got 11 of their top 19 from the SEC. Bill Connolly, many things he's been labeled. SEC homer, not one of them. 10 of his top 17 in his preseason S&P Plus are from the SEC. So basically, here's what we probably have here. Any kind of predictive model is going to disproportionately weight talent acquisition. The SEC teams, by and large, get most of the good talent. It doesn't always pan out. It doesn't guarantee anything, but we're predictive. It's June. So any top 20 of legitimacy is going to be loaded with SEC teams. That's the way it should look. If you're doing it right, that's the way it should look. So I want you to show me, if you disagree with that, that's fine. I want you to show me a credible, that's an important word, don't just gloss over that, a credible, predictive rankings or rating system that doesn't look roughly like that. What corrections are you making? Hey, quick timeout. Check and see if you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. If you're not, I humbly ask that you click subscribe. It's free. It doesn't sign you up for anything. What it does is it helps us keep this show free so we can just do college football year-round. All right, back to the clip. Now, I did look at my rankings versus the FPI, and I disagree with them a lot. Don't think I'm trying to prop up the FPI. I mean, I've taken as many shots at the FPI as anyone has over the years. Not so much the shot at the FPI, because the network that releases it happens to be a major network, they can also bake it into their commentary, and sometimes it's laughable. But anyway, the biggest differences I had, Like my personal disagreements here, they got Tennessee number 10, and I've look at that, another alleged friend. Who is this one? That's, you know, if you want to zoom in on the camera, you can. But no friend of mine would be calling me right now. So an acquaintance of mine was calling me. Anyway, they got Tennessee number 10. I got them not ranked in my top 20. I don't know what FPI is seeing. Maybe I'm off on Tennessee. I'm going to talk about them a little bit later on. I know we're talking predictive here, but you lose Nico and you do it in the fashion it went down. And you can talk all you want to about how rah-rah that is for the program. I got a lot of uncertainty about Tennessee being at number 10 right now. Georgia, I'm off on them too. They got Georgia at number 2, and I had Georgia down at number 11. Now, I did tell you, if I'm doing JP poll, which I eventually will do, which is predictive and it's more power ratings based, I'm not going to have Georgia at 11. I'll probably have them top 5. So, yeah, there's a difference here, but it's a very understandable difference. Arizona State, they're down at 24 in FPI. I've got them at 13. But again, that's because Arizona State's not loaded up with 4- and 5-star players. But you know what they are loaded up with? A lot of guys returning from what was a very, very, very good team. And I still think the program's trajectory is solidly trending up. And Kenny also kept his entire coaching staff together. So there are a few truths in an uncertain world. There are not going to be 20 teams better than Arizona State when we start this season, unless there's just massive injury out there, which you can't predict. Illinois, Brett, someone call him. FPI has you not ranked. I had you number 15. Mr. Illini hater himself here. So Fornelli's probably got his number. Someone alert Brett. Had no problem quote tweeting us a couple of months ago to bash us. Just remember who had you ranked in June and who didn't even know you were alive. And then Clemson. Clemson not even in the top 10 in the FPI. And your boy here, Clemson, I have hitched my wagon to Clemson. I hope Dabo's legs are still strong enough to pull, because I have hitched our entire wagon to Clemson. I had him number 1. In my, what was that, May at the time, Jesse? Yeah, my post-spring rankings, not even power ratings, rankings. Let's just say ESPN's FPI is right. It's a dangerous exercise. But let's say they're right. Okay, Bradley, do me a favor. Just throw ESPN's rankings back up for a second, or ratings, whatever we're supposed to call them. Even I confuse myself on this. If this is right, like if they saw into the future and they have perfectly predicted the balance of power in college football this year, well, that means Georgia is going to host number 1 and number 3 at home, Texas and Alabama. There is no Big 12 team in their top 20. Miami is ranked ahead of Clemson, by the way. So they don't play each other in the regular season. I would assume that means the FPI would expect Miami to play Clemson in Charlotte. And I just want to remind you, I have this in the top of my head because I've memorized some of these schedules. Miami would be so disadvantaged schedule-wise there. I think they either play 7 or 8 consecutive games to end the regular season. Their last 2 regular season games are on the road back-to-back in cold weather cities. I think it's Blacksburg and Pittsburgh. Then they'd have to go to Charlotte. So Miami would have to play 3 consecutive road games and win the 3rd win at the very least if they want to win the ACC. Anyway, Notre Dame. I don't know if anyone's paying attention. Bradley, go back to the top 10 for a second. You know, Notre Dame, everyone's talking about how workable Notre Dame's schedule is. Yeah, if FPI is right, Notre Dame is playing a couple of top 10 teams here in Miami and Clemson. They're going to number 9 to start the season. They're bringing number 8 into South Bend. And oh, by the way, now, Bradley, you can go back to 13 through 25. By the way, let's not just overlook the fact right about there, right there. You see that? That's USC. USC goes to South Bend as well. So not quite as soft and bakery cupcake-ish of a schedule for Notre Dame as originally thought. That's if FPI knows what it's doing, and sometimes that's a stretch.